What's up, darling? How you doing today? I've got a past life tale coming out, and it's just like keeps popping up, or two past lives. So please grab some coffee, some tea. We are going to be talking about, past life tales where I was a monk and a nun, and they're kind of like happening at the same time in my mind's eye. So I kind of want to, it's an interesting lesson that comes from these, because in the tale of me being a nun, I passed away as a very old woman. But one of the things that really affected me was I wished that I had had a physical human experience with a man. I saw on my deathbed, in that lifetime I was a nun, a female. When I was a monk, I was a male. I was an old woman, and it was as if I was just constantly waiting for God, Jesus, to come down and it's before I get started, please, I'll pause this video, go grab a snack or a coffee, tea. That's when you should pause. And join me for this chat. So it's like the way that my guides show me things is that, like, if I'm looking at you, it's like this screen that they build up here. And I can be, talking to a person at the restaurant, talking to a friend, or it's Gemini season, so let a Gemini tell you a story where they're like, so the clouds were coming in. It'll feel a little bit like 2001, maybe July of 2001 on the North Shore. That was the vibration of the feeling, and the clouds were rolling in, but they were a gray, but also like the sky itself had just popped. Like, when they tell a story, I see it. So I love nourishing that side of my view. But right now, when it comes to like past life views, and when it comes to, I always describe multidimensionality as like there's a can line of Sarahs, infinite this way, and it's just like across time and space, they're all just like vibing. Sometimes it can feel like we're all just doing like the I Dream of Jeannie. But for this tale, right now, they're just giving me like two complete views, two complete other portals to look into and to learn from these lives, because it's a lot that's having to do with my accepting how, spiritual I am and how different I am, but also knowing that if I exist on this planet, that there's someone that, if I love myself, I exist on this planet and I love myself to itsy bitsy Reese's Pieces, then there's someone else out there that can view and love me as I am, and that I don't have to compartmentalize. I don't have to put any versions of myself, my bigness, in a box. They will love every single little bit of it. And, I had read quickly, I don't remember the name of the book, but it was Goldie Hawn's autobiography, and she had said, it takes a big man to love a big, powerful woman. And I never want to harden, as I've been growing out my sides and just stepping into my femininity and just loving every bit of my like voluptuousness and everything. But God is in every breath, and Jesus is a part of my Yeshua. Joshua is just like a dear friend. Buddha, Green Tara, Archangel Michael, San Pietro. It's just like how religious and spiritual I am blends very well with how beautiful and lovely and voluptuous I'm learning to find myself. And I'm finding that these past lives that are coming through are showing me that the lessons that I learned, at least in the nun lifetime, was that it would have been okay. Or let me rephrase, in that lifetime, nope, this is cool. So I'm sitting with my consciousness in that lifetime after I died. So imagine this nun who's fell asleep and didn't wake up, and the soul of that version of me is sitting on, like, looking at the body. I'm sitting there right now looking at the body together, and there wants to give me a message. And there was no, okay, so she knew that she needed to be a nun in that lifetime to help me, Sarah the avatar, in this lifetime. So there's no regret, but the lessons that she learned in her last breath is that the physical side of things is something, the romantic side of things, and she wanted to feel lovely and beautiful and have someone just touch her on the cheek. There was definitely a little bit of the priest of my church. We never had a physical relationship, but there was such deep love, but we kept God as the barrier between us, which was necessary, and we both revered it. But she's saying in this lifetime, it's okay to be so witchy, so different, so spiritual, and have a physical partner, and to know that they are just as different and just as witchy and just as special, and that's meant for all of us on this planet. So that is so cool and so exciting to hear. Sorry, I just have to take a sip of water. You know, I've been sharing on my YouTube for many years, and I've been sharing, you know, my gifts and blessings and views for a long time, but it still is very vulnerable. It's still very vulnerable, and so my human can feel a little bit jitterbuggy. Let's see what the monk life has to say. He just spent his whole life in meditation and just studying his breath and receiving. Oh, this is interesting. So he's saying he spent his whole life receiving, which at the end of his life he recognized was a little bit more divine feminine, and he wished that, I've never had this experience, this is very, very new, I just want everyone to know this, I've never seen this view before, but it's so exciting. So what he's saying, and he's not dead as he tells me this, he's 37. I'm asking him about the end of his life, and he's like, I'm a Buddhist monk. I don't care about the next breath. He's laughing at me. So he's recognizing that the experience that he had, oh, sorry, I'm a little nervous to share this, but I know I'm safe to do it. So yes, at the end of his life, he recognizes, or actually even at 37, he's saying, throughout his life, he recognizes that he has to receive and be in a little bit more of a divine feminine space. He recognizes that that's his task in this lifetime, to help this consciousness in this lifetime and to share these stories. But he's recognizing that he kind of wished that he got to be like a fighter. I see just like kids playing with like pretend swords and like pretend like, or learning some version of a physical martial arts of some capacity. What is it, like Muay Thai for Thai? Yeah, Muay Thai. I'm getting full chills. Okay. So there was a little bit of jealousy. There was a little bit of, that's what he felt like he missed, is being able to be a little bit of a fighter, be a little bit of a kid, and just play and have a competition in some capacity, like healthy competition, healthy exercise. He's very skinny throughout his whole life, but also just like very emaciated, and sometimes wished that he could be strong, but knew that that wasn't his task in this lifetime, to help me unwind the masculine and the feminine for myself in this lifetime. Are there any messages for my community? He's pointing to my tattoo. It's a stick and poke tattoo, and it means in every moment, enjoy the joy of living. And the bottom is a bit of a protection symbol, because I've gotten like, oh, you're my new best friend. It's like, nope, don't do that. So it's a little protection symbol on that. But play. Yeah, after big moments, play. Even if you feel like you're just stomping in the mud and you just have to clean it up after, just go stomp in the mud because you can. Because you can. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you. So the moral of the stories is we need to be woo-woo. We need to have our woo-woo. We need to really accept and surrender to God in every breath, and the God of our understanding. You know, if that's not a term that is accessible, or if it's very triggering for your human, the universe, Mother Gaia, God, Goddess, all there is, energy, source, whatever that, the thing that's not, you know, like a Santa Claus on a throne in the sky, but like source, energy, the center of all that is. Incorporating that into our every breath, every day is beyond a question. We can't not have a practice that grounds us back to ourselves. And this could be, it doesn't have to be super woo-woo. For a lot of people, their morning exercise, their run is the way that they see God. For a lot of people, gardening is how they see God. Like, what is your practice? What is your dedicated practice that makes you feel as though you're a young person joining the priesthood, or a young woman, you know, becoming a nun, or, you know, a young boy that was discovered as a shaman, young woman that was discovered as a shaman? Like, these are, if you were born in a different time, in a different body, you would have been given the time and space to do the things that you needed. But it's 2023 and everything is just happening all at the same time and coming back around again, and this, that, and the other thing. So it's the mail coming in. So trying not to judge ourselves and going first and saying, yeah, I'm just seeing God and bringing God into every breath. Yeah, I know that I would have, you know, answered that 11:50 text before and then just would have gone right over, but not anymore. I kind of value myself more, and I want to meditate and really just learn how to love that spiritual side of myself. Or even just like, yeah, I know yesterday I participated in chit chat and gossip, but today I've really found that doesn't serve my best interest, so I'm not going to participate anymore. But there's no judgment. This is just for me. I'm speaking for my statements. Or even, like, I knew yesterday that I used to be very shy and timid. And today I present myself as a little bolder than usual. With God in the room. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please comment below and let me know how this channel affected you and how you're feeling. And this was a really big one that I couldn't stop from coming through, and was just really exciting. I'm really grateful to share these with you. I got a lot of new views as I share this with you, so thank you for holding space for me and for joining me for this past life tale. And yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this one. Ciao, darlings.